most likely keep this short, brief, and sweet. But at the same time, I'm gonna have to read this. That way I can get it done. I'm right on chapter 19. That is crazy. This is really day 19. Cultivating community. Because I just got done with chapter 18. If I'm not mistaken. It's actually a long chapter. That's 17. Yeah, it's still a long page. Confidentiality. You could develop a healthy, robust community that lives right with the Father and enjoys results only if you do the hard work by getting along with each other, treating each other with dignity and honor. James chapter 3, verse 18. They committed themselves to the teaching of the apostles, life together, and the common meal and the prayers. I had to keep this short and sweet. I had to really keep this short and brief. 1:48. I'm most likely to get off around, because I gotta go back to making content. I can do 2 o'clock. Yeah, I could do 2 o'clock, because why not? I can do 2 o'clock. Community requires commitment. Only the Holy Spirit can create real. Why didn't I add that into it? Can I add that into it? Nah. Because what I want to add into this, unless it's going to be no, it's not going to be in a poll, Q&A. No, that's not going to be in a, Nah, I ain't going to do that. Community requires commitment. Only the Holy Spirit can create real fellowship between believers, and He cultivates it with the choices and commitments we make. Factual. And I just got done with a video, as a matter of fact, where I literally stated, what is one missing is dating or marginalizing or pivoting off. What's going on, Major? It's a pleasure to meet you. But what is one marginalizing or neglecting? No, I'm back in. But what is one pivoting off, marginalizing, or neglecting in reference to having a actual interacting, engagement, conversation with the Father? One has to really ask themselves that, because we can get so caught up in worldly responsibilities that won't really get you anywhere, but keep you productive, busy, or going in this finite cycle that the Father knows that you'll be on, whereas you won't be on the right direction. So one has to ask themselves that. And if you want me to repeat it, I can. I have no issues with it. Absolutely no issues. But I am reading Cultivating Community. And this is chapter 19 within Rick Warren's Purpose-Driven Life. It's a marvelous book. I just got done with chapter 18 too. In chapter 18, had to do with fellowship and the importance of it. And there's 4 particular traits, qualities, or attributes that have to do with having actual fellowship. But the heart of fellowship is mutuality. It always will be. And for the most part, The only way one can actually experience fellowship is by being authentic, merciful, patient, and steadfast for the most part. If one is keen and inquisitive, if you're not interested or curious, I will always emphasize this for those who cannot get it into their prefrontal cortex. If you're not interested or curious in pursuing, seeking, going after what is not going to fulfill the purpose, the calling, the mantle, the assignment, the gift that he has endorsed within you, don't do it. Because the repercussions, the consequences, I don't just articulate it because I don't know. Many who are capable of being fluent and broviloquent, that means concise in your speech, without pretense, without masquerading, without being prolix, that means long when you speak. Because if you're going to be elongated when you do speak, it's always going to be very much prattling, which means speaking insignificant things. But let me go back and detour to it. The consequences and repercussions with the implications and ramifications are going to be graver for you because you're empty. When you're empty, you're going to have a void in you. When you have a void, that's darkness. That's just common sense. If there's darkness, you're going to be numb. If you're numb, you're going to be dull. If you're dull, you're going to be feeble. And if you're feeble, then you're going to be stagnant. Then you're going to be complacent. And you get the gist of how this is going to roll. And I remember delving into this one particular PDF file. Couldn't get the book. I wonder if they still have the book. But it's called Demon Healers by John Artrais. I recommend reading it. But I'm not gonna give out too many details because I've actually touched on this in my own time, actually. That's the funny part. And essentially, what it has to do with is the covert sin, right? And then the offspring of sin. And that has to do with habits, tendencies, cycles, patterns, cues that is embedded within you, that act as catalysts, anchors, contracts, settlements, and scribes. And I only have a few brief minutes on here because I want to keep this short and concise. Very short and concise. And then I'm most likely going to end it off with the link tree. Go in the link tree. When you go into the link tree, you're going to have the option to book a one-on-one with me. I recommend it because it ain't about me. When you join the ministry, it's not going to be about just you. It's going to be about others. Because the Father, he is shepherding the ministry. I'm just stewarding you, governing you, counseling you, teaching, and coaching, and confronting the root issues that have arisen. Yeah. Because I was just about to dial down what confronting the root of the issue means, what the arising means when the root does grow, the stems. But I definitely recommend it. All right, that way we can get down to the bottom of the root issues. I just recommend Before you ask me any inquiries, I've seen too many debates. Before you ask me any inquiries, what I reckon, this is the most wisest suggestion. Do background checks on yourself. Do background checks on yourself, your lineage, your ethnicity, your nationality. Delve further into environmental trauma. Also delve into unseen contracts and let the Holy Spirit lead you into that. And also delve into generational contracts, which is generational trauma. But for the most part, got 8, 9, 3 more minutes. So if y'all want to ask me any inquiries, y'all can. I have no issue with it. Not one issue. I'm gonna just take my time with answering it. Why they flee? Why they flee? I guess it was a monitoring spirit. Aren't they always watching? For the most part, they always are. I remember watching a video. Well, it was more so a YouTube short. And it was in the context of being very cautious. And I was just delving even deeper into monitoring spirits, astral projecting spirits, surveillance spirits, traveling. I was going to call them lieutenants. Like officials, actually. But for the most part, go ahead. Go right ahead. You said, am I feeling Chinese today? How can someone feel Chinese? I mean, I'm really intrigued on that. I was like asking, how can someone feel like they're Filipino or Mexican or African in any area of Africa too? You want to rephrase and retract the inquiry that you just asked me? Feel in your heart and your soul. Should I ask my question? Let me, hold on. Let me answer that one. You just do. You feel it in your heart, in your soul. I wouldn't state it in the context of nationalities and ethnicities. We're going to be in a whole nother nuance, yeah, that's intertwined with that ethnic and that nationality. Should you ask your crush out? Go right ahead. Now, if this is the woman that you're going to be with for the rest of your life, you two will have a feeling or sensation to be together. You don't have to ask. You gotta ask them out. It'll just be natural. It'll just flow. It'll be in rhythm with you two. When it comes down to going on dates and whatnot. The CCP appreciates you. No problem. What is the CC? Let me ask this. What does the CCP stand for? I know that's an acronym, but I'm intrigued on the abbreviation. So how you feeling Chinese today? No, that's funny. I mean, always 201. That's my time. So I appreciate you all holistically. I love you all. Go into the link tree. I suggest as soon as you go into the link tree, you will have the privilege of clicking on the booking one on ones with me, and you will see three options. Three options. Or having a one on one dialogue with me. Two, it is going to be the extended one on one. And then three is going to also be the reflection time to see what you have dissected, broken down. But it all comes down to you. And that is the lessons of insight.